Fables of La Fontaine. The Ass in the Lion's Skin. A donkey donned a lion's hide and spread a panic far and wide. Although the donkey, as a rule, is not a fighter but a fool, by chance a little bit of air struck forth and made the matter clear. Then Hodge, not relishing the trick, paid off its author with a stick. While those who saw the lion's skin, but little dreamed who lurked within, stood open-mouthed and all aghast to see a lion run so fast. This tale applies, unless I err, to many folks who make a stir, and owe 3/4 of their success to servants, carriages, and dress. Well, there you have it. What's this all about? The Ass in the Lion's Skin. Well, as the title shows, a donkey finds a lion's skin and puts it on like a Halloween costume. And all the other animals are afraid because they think the lion is there. But one animal, Hodge, whoever that is, sees donkey's ear sticking out and realizes what's going on. So he picks up a stick and beats the donkey, who then runs away. And everybody's shocked. So, it's very easy to appear to be something you're not. This theme of masquerade is fairly common in some of these fables, being the real McCoy, the genuine article, and being a fraud or a fake. And usually the fraud gets found out and it's not very good. So today is very interesting because I remember I knew a police officer who was really a wimp, and he would hide behind the uniform. He'd have his uniform on and he'd strut around like he was a tough guy. And not all criminals are intimidated by the uniform. And a lot of so-called criminals want to test. And they tested this particular guy and he couldn't fight. So he got beat up and didn't look very authoritative, so to speak. But these days we see a lot of videos on YouTube where very plain and sometimes very ugly women will do a real transformation with makeup or apps on phones or something like that. Plastic surgery, hair extensions. I remember there was one woman and she looked pretty good, and then she was complaining that the only men who were interested in her seemed to be very old men. And then she was shocked to realize that these men were actually her age. So not only could she fool people with all her makeup and her hair extensions and her veneers on her teeth and her fake eyelashes and plastic surgery and Botox and things like that. Not only could she fool everybody else, but when she looked in the mirror, she fooled herself and didn't realize that underneath this so-called lion skin facade of makeup and other enhancements, coloring of her hair or things like that, she was really an older woman and didn't have to face that reality because of the illusion. And there's also something called catfishing, where people will put filters on their phone or whatever, say they're on a dating app, and then they meet the person and they look nothing like their photo, or they'll use older photos, something like that. But eventually these people generally get found out and they're not the real thing, and it shows. I remember there was a woman who married a very rich man, and she wasn't rich, but she married this guy, and then she'd go around saying, oh, our big house and our cabin and our this and our that. And I was very amazed at how, by her marrying a guy who had money, she very easily adopted the role of, we earned this and we did this and we did that, when in actuality all she did was manage to marry a rich guy. And all the good education, abilities, business savvy, and things like that that allowed this couple to accumulate all this wealth didn't come from her. None of it did. All she did was get this guy to marry her. So I guess she was successful in her own right, but it kind of seemed a bit like the ass in the lion's skin, hearing her talking about this. So basically, if you want to be a lion, you have to develop your own skills. You develop your own mind, you develop your own body, you develop your own education, your own hobbies. You learn the road to mastery. You make something of yourself. You don't just dress up, appear to be something you're not, because sooner or later, 9 times out of 10, the truth will come through, and it's not going to end well for you. Anyway, that's basically all I can say about this at the moment. And if you have anything you'd like to add, down below. Till next time, goodbye. Love you. Bit of a sad day today. One of my beloved pigeons died. I found him out on the patio. I thought he was asleep at first, and unfortunately, it was the big sleep. So I had to take care of him, give him a proper burial, so to speak. Sad. Anyway, love you. Till next time, goodbye.